How we feeling today? Come on, lay it on me, South Florida. We in South Florida. How we feeling? All right, all right. Thank you for having us here in South Florida. It's a pleasure. I'm actually from around here. I was born in Wellington. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Calvin Darville. I'm the owner of Comfortable Closings, and what we are is a nationwide mobile notary service. We help title companies locate notaries in all 50 states for closings. And a lot of you all have done closings for us. Shout out to our notaries of the month. Shout out to Kelly, Denise, Marina, Kitty, all of you guys who have done closings for us and helped us build the business. Today, we're going to be talking about how to close with confidence. That's important. No matter where you're at on your journey, there's always extra steps that we have to take, and we got to have the confidence to take those steps. How to build confidence. The good thing about building confidence is that we can actually control it. The first thing we have to understand is fear is just an emotion. It's just something that we feel, something that we experience. Everybody feels it. I feel it before I do something maybe I've never done before, or maybe something that may be big or important to me, but it's just an emotion. And then after that, we got to understand courage is a decision. So it's an action. When you're starting out on your notary journey, you may feel that emotion. You may feel a little bit of fear, like, I've never done this before. I've never done a closing before. I'm not sure about this. What if I get to the closing and the signer hits me over the head with a baseball bat? We're thinking all these crazy thoughts. So we gotta have the courage to push through that, making that decision. And after we do that, confidence is the byproduct. So fear, just a feeling, just an emotion that we experience. And when we're experiencing that, we can make the decision to push through it. So if I'm thinking about, hey, I wanna be a Ron notary, but I'm not sure, I'm just feeling an emotion in that moment, completely normal. All humans, I experienced this. When we hosted our very first notary meetup, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what if it goes wrong? What if I forget my information? What if this, what if that, what if this, what if that? But then I'm like, you know what? Despite that feeling, that emotion, I'm gonna make a decision to push through it. So what we have to understand is everything that we want in life is on the other side of fear and getting uncomfortable. That first conversation, that first moment of approaching her, hey fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about now. There ain't too many fellas in here, but my fellas know what I'm talking about. That first moment, you're feeling a little bit of fear, but you're like, nah, man, I want her. So you make that decision to go through. It's the same thing in our business. Same thing in our business. My girl Skylar, she's in the back. Skylar, say hey. Shout out to Sky. Every time I do speaking engagements, especially early on, she'd be like, are you nervous? I'm like, hell yeah, babe, I'm nervous. I am nervous. And she'd be like, why? Why are you nervous? I'm nervous because I'm a human. This is something big to me. Who here gets nervous before doing something important to them? Before that $1 million closing? You get that client, they hit you up, they're like, hey Sarah, I got a big deal, I need you to represent. You may have done 100, 200, 300 closings, but you're like, oh, hold on now. I don't know who I'm walking in to meet. And you get a little bit nervous. You get a little bit nervous, but you still make that decision, that courage to push through. And then after you do it, how you feel? Great, amazing. So why do we feel this? Because we're human. Everybody in here is a human. We're gonna experience that. So today, for me, I chase being nervous. I literally chase those experiences because I know that when I'm nervous, I'm growing. I chase the fear, and you all should do this as well. If there's something, it's like, you're like, oh, I'm a little scared, I'm a little hesitant, and you know you're making excuses. You're like, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll get to it next month, I'm too busy, I gotta watch the kids, no, chase it. That's the emotion talking. And guess what? You guys can have courage to push through it. Chase this, chase it, chase the uncomfortable situations, chase walking into the title companies, chase that, chase it, go after it. That is where you're growing at. That's where your business grows at. For your first notary meetup, that may be nerve-wracking. Who's here been to a networking event? Show of hands, networking event. Daryl, how was your very first networking event? Nerve-wracking. Nerve-wracking. Why? You don't know what you're walking into. You don't know what you're walking into. Yeah, you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know how those conversations are gonna go. You don't know if people, are gonna like you. That's just the thoughts that we're having in our head. And after you had it, how was it? It was great. Chase the uncomfortable situations. That's where your growth is at, and that is where everything you want for yourself is at. If you're working with signing services, maybe you want to go direct. Let's say you got a whole bunch of signing service clients, or you got a signing service client that's feeding your consistent business. And no knock to the signing services now, because we ain't gonna do comfortable closings dirty now. Y'all still gonna represent for us. If you gonna represent for us, we gonna cut everybody else off. No, just play. But let's say you got some good signing service business, and you're like, man, I wanna work directly with title companies. And you're getting these offers from these direct clients, but you're turning them down because you don't want to cut off that good signing service. They're feeding you consistently. You don't want to turn them down, but you're like, man, I want to go direct. We're chasing that. Go for it. Turn the signing service. This is coming from a signing service owner. Turn it down and go for what it is that you're going for. Now, if you want to work with signing services, go for it. But still have that courage to know that you can go fully direct. Don't be scared. Don't think you're going to lose all your business. To this day, I have to do that. As an owner, I could chase clients that may not be paying great margins for our company, trying to fulfill their orders. But I know I need to go out here and step out on a limb and go for some bigger clients. Go for some clients who may pay us more, and turn down maybe these offers that may be flooding our staff or not allowing us to serve these bigger clients. So we have to chase these uncomfortable situations. No matter where we're at. I know Macarena's here, and Kelly, you guys are experienced. You may be at a point in your business, you're closing consistently, but there's something a little bit more that you want, that you may be fearing. Maybe you want to do apostilles. I don't know what it is, but you're not making that jump. You're not making that leap. Intentionally put yourself in a situation where you were scared. Obviously, we're not talking about being harmed or anything, but a situation where you were a little uncomfortable. Intentionally. Like, man, I'm gonna walk in that office. I'm gonna make that follow-up email. I'm gonna go to that networking event. When is the last time you did this? Last week? What'd we do?
I went to the lender's office.
Okay.
Presented myself.
Okay, who else?
Put my 2 weeks notice in at my job.
Woo, let's go, brother. Come on. 2 week notice in at his job. How many of y'all gonna do that? Let's go, let's go. Shout out to her as well. Let's go. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, we can find another job. Listen, I can go after my dreams. I could build my signing service to as much as I want to build it to. And guess what? If it fails, what's waiting on me? A job. Everybody hiring. I'm going to just go get a job. But guess what? I'm not living with the regret of not going after what it is that I want.
No plan B.
No plan B. Let's go, man. We're eliminating plan B. We're all in on plan A. We're all in on plan A. Your plan B is plan A. Make it work. Here's Red, Think and Grow Rich. Come on, man, burn the boats, man. Burn the boats. Commitment all the way in. All the way in. Let's go. I got a good story for you guys. I was in Puerto Rico. Shout out to Skylar. She took me to Puerto Rico for my birthday. I was 27, I'm 30 now. So I think this was our first birthday that we were spending together, and I already had got her to take me to Puerto Rico, Come on, man, shout out to your boy. Shout out to your boy. But we went to Puerto Rico, and we were in the mountains, in like the waterfalls, doing this tour guide hike thing. And your boy has been scared of heights since he was yay high. I've always been scared of heights. I'm the dude, if any of you all are going to amusement parks, invite me, because I will hold the bags and watch the kids while you guys get on the roller coasters that go upside down and those big drops, because I ain't doing it. But I was in Puerto Rico and I was feeling inspired. And we were in the mountains. We were like in these waterfalls, and there was a big lake or whatever you call it. I'm not sure what you call it, but it was a big body of water. And there was a cliff, and the cliff was 40 feet high. And people were jumping off the cliff with the tour guide. So I made a decision. I felt the fear now. I just told you I've been scared of jumping or scared of heights since I was a kid. And I felt the emotion. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. But I decided anyways to have courage. So they helped me get up the cliff, and I got up there, and I told myself, and this is the important part right here. I told myself, when I get to the ledge, I'm jumping, period. I'm not looking over. I'm not hesitating. I'm not counting to 3. I am jumping. And that is what we got to do with our businesses. We're not peeking over the edge. We're not counting to 3. We're not waiting till next month. We're doing it today, right now. And if it does not work, we learn from our lessons, right? I'm still here standing, so that worked for me. So yeah, I jumped off the 40-foot cliff. It was crazy, something I've never done. We feel these emotions, why? Because we're doing something that's important to us, right? We're building our business, fellas, you're talking to the girl, whatever it is, you're doing something that's important to you, that's why you feel it. When we go to the gym, what happens? When we go and we're doing that workout, we're doing squats and we're repping it out, what happens?
Feel accomplished.
You feel tired, you feel accomplished, but during the workout, it's burning, right?
Yes.
In that uncomfortable situation. But we're growing. We got to do those reps to grow. Same thing in life and business. We're making those phone calls. We're sending those emails. We're walking into those offices. We're going to those networking events. We're shaking hands, kissing baby, doing all this stuff that makes you uncomfortable. But that's where the growth is at. Just like in the gym. Nobody wants to go to I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to go put 315 pounds on my back and squat it to my leg. But that's where the growth is at. That's how I stay in shape. That's how we stay in shape. Everything you want in life is on the other side of fear. Everything that I've had good in life was on the other side of this. Taking my very first notary course. I was 23. Fresh out of college, didn't even know what an interest rate was. I promise you, did not know. I was a football player my entire life. I didn't know what an interest rate was. I didn't know anything about mortgage payments and all this stuff, but I found out about this course and I'm scared to do it. But I had to push through it, and everything I wanted, my team, my company, my livelihood, being able to employ my mom, was on the other side of that thing we call fear. Before every football game, I was nervous. Played football from 7 years old to 22. Before every game, from my very first game, shout out to Andre right here. He's our operations manager. Shout out to Andre. This is my cousin since diapers. This is my brother right here. He was at my second year of football. I broke my wrist, and he was there. He was there. He's always been with me along the way. Shout out to Andre. I've been playing football 7 years old, and I stopped at 22. And before every game, you're nervous. Before every single game, it doesn't change. You think Tom Brady wasn't nervous on his very last game? You don't think Tom Brady was nervous on his 7th Super Bowl? Why? You want to win. We want to win. Everybody in here wants to be successful. There ain't nobody in here who don't want to be successful. There's nobody on this planet that's like, I do not want to be successful, bro. I want to lose. You care. That's why we're nervous. I want to perform. I care. I want to win. I want to perform for my team. I want to perform for the fans. I want to perform for my mom. I want to perform for my family. I want to perform for my kids. We care. You want to be the best. We want to be the best. Like we said, nobody says, I want to be unsuccessful. The reason, so no one says they want to be successful, but nobody wants to go for it because they don't want to do this thing right there, get uncomfortable. And that's what we have to chase. Everybody in here wants to win, wants their business to thrive. Every last one of us. But only some of us are willing to do that thing there. Get uncomfortable. How bad do we want it? Let's go. My man, I know he want it. Let's go. I became a notary in 2019, and that was, like I said, that was the Wild Wild West for me. I didn't know anything about being a notary. And who remembers when you first become a notary, or you fill out your application, you're going to the mailbox every single day to see if your stamp comes in? You're checking every day. You're like, oh, did it come in yet? Did it come in? And then it finally comes in, and you're like, I'm a notary. I'm a notary. Where's the business? Right. I thought that you think the business is just gonna fall from the sky like, oh, gotta get uncomfortable. Gotta get uncomfortable. There's no avoiding it if you wanna win, if you wanna be successful. Who am I? And we should all ask ourselves this. Who am I to think I'm above having to do the hard stuff, above having to make the calls, above having to walk into the offices, above having to send emails and do all the things that I don't want to do? And like we said, after we do the hard stuff, how do we feel about ourselves? great, feel good. Like, man, I made that call, even if it didn't go well. Fellas, come on now, fellas. Like, after we approach that chick, man, and she may shoot us down. As long as she don't shoot us down too bad, we still feel a little good. Like, yeah, man, yeah, I did that. I may not have gotten it, but come on now, we feel a little good. And then we had the confidence to go talk to the next girl, or maybe follow up with her. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't know anything about that. I'm taking man. I had to call every signing service in America. I got a list of every signing service in America. I had to make an introduction to every single one. I had to put myself out there to get business. Like we said, the workout routine burns at first. We go to the gym. It burns at first. A little less than next week. After a month or two, doesn't burn at all if we're doing the same workout, right? So, Marina, you're in your notary business right now. I'm sure you're getting consistent deal flow. You probably got a mobile office. You got your mobile scanner, got your mobile office, you're knocking them out. In the beginning, it was burning a little bit, right? It was uncomfortable, but now you're good. And now you're thinking about doing wrong, but you don't want to do it because you don't want to go through that phase again. That phase of burning. In business and life, the growth never stops. We're going to have to continue. Once we get accustomed to something, if we want that next thing, or we want to move to that next level, we got to understand we're going to have to go back to phase one as a notary. Before you get your notary license, you're like, man, I've never heard anything about this. I don't know how I'm going to make money. There's nerves there. You get it. You start doing a couple closings, and you're maybe working with signing services, and you're in your groove. And then you're like, hey, I want to go direct. I've never gone direct before. I've never worked with a title company before. I've never sat at a closing table and had the documents presented to me right there at the closing table. That's a different experience. So we got to keep putting ourselves in these situations. That's the only way we're going to continue to grow, continue to go up the hill, go up the mountain. Now in our business, so I went through all these steps I went through. So after working with signing services, then working 50-50 between signing services and direct, then going fully direct, I'm like, okay, now it's time to start a signing service. So got to make the first hire. I never did that before. I was probably 26, 27 at this point, made my first hire. Shout out to Andre once again. Andre was my first hire, so had to do that. And then as the business scales, as we start growing, I got to move out of the day-to-day operations. That's hard. We know about that. You know, for those of you who may be on the fence of starting a signing service, anybody in here on the fence about that? Y'all can be real. Come on, now be honest. I ain't gonna be mad at you, okay? But you're probably a little scared because guess what? Once you start a signing service, someone else has to go to the table for you. And you gotta be willing to let go of those reins and let them represent for you. You got your own process, your own way of doing it. But now you gotta let someone else represent for you. So that's gonna make you a little bit uncomfortable. As we continue to hire people, right now I think we have about 10 employees maintaining company culture. So I have a vision, I have a way of how I want this thing to be. I have to step to an employee, be like, hey, come on now, we're gonna have a positive attitude, we're gonna have to respond like this, we gotta have on-point communication. You gotta be able to maintain the company culture. So that, even doing that for the very first time, firing somebody, that can be nerve-wracking. But you gotta do it. And staying strong on our vision, where we wanna go. And not letting anybody come into the company, come into our environment and mess up the vision. Everything we want in life is on the other side of fear. Thank you all for coming to the South Florida Notary Meetup. Appreciate it.